Adam Turner, PGC Basketball. As the Portland Trail Blazers get ready to kick off their second round series tonight, we wanted to take a look back at exactly how they got here. So Game 5 and really the whole series was a series of Damian Lillard versus Russell Westbrook. Plays were made both ways, big games had on both sides, and a lot of trash talking back and forth. But Dame got the last word, as in Game 5, he dropped 50 points, including the ridiculous buzzer-beating game winner. But we want to take a look back at the ending of that game and just break down exactly what happened down the stretch that allowed Portland to take command of the series and move on to the second round. So to set the table for you, OKC actually was able to grab a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, but Portland fought back. And this Paul George really tough contested layup with about 4 minutes left put them back up 8 points and in the driver's seat. OKC's defense was able to stall the Portland action out on this possession, and Dame had to go into one-on-one mode, then just rimmed out a three that he hit consistently on this night that he had 50 points. So OKC gets the ball back, and this is a big possession. Up 8, 3:28 left, a chance to potentially get it back to double digits and take full control of the game. And this possession just epitomized a lot of OKC's problems in the series. Russ, or like you see PG, would drive into the paint, and Portland could throw the house at them. You see 3 defenders rotate onto Paul George right here, and the issue was this: floor spacing. 2 guys out on the court for OKC, Russ Westbrook and Dennis Schroeder, are average shooters, guys you're okay giving up a 3 to. And so what happens right here? Schroeder gets a wide open corner 3, one of the best shots in the game of basketball at the NBA level, and just missed it. And this was a miss or make series, and OKC just missed a lot of these shots, and Portland was able to throw the house at Russ and PG driving without much punishment. Dame was absolutely the hero of the game, but without the monstrous play of McCollum down the stretch, Dame's heroics probably never happened. I love this tough pull-up jump shot right here by McCollum, and the small detail that really makes this one happen is watch how he leans with his body into Russ Westbrook, a bigger and more athletic defender, right before he plants his feet for the pull-up. It's little details like this that allow smaller guards like McCollum to get their shot off. With the OKC lead back down to 6, Russ Westbrook calls for a high ball screen, and they want to do a guard-to-guard, a light ball screen, to try and generate a switch to get Seth Curry on him, but McCollum can just simply go under this because Russ isn't a great shooter. Then Russ takes a really tough shot, a shot he shoots at under 40%, a mid-range pull-up, and this is the flaw with Russ Westbrook. Late in big games, he shoots a lot of shots like this that just aren't high-percentage shots. He misses it, and now Portland's coming back the other way with a chance to cut into the lead. The Trailblazers run the exact same action OKC did, a simple high ball screen to generate the switch they want. They get Lillard on Grant, and Lillard blows by him, but Grant, with his great athleticism and defensive ability, recovers to make a big-time block trailing the play. And on the ensuing Thunder possession, Al-Farouq Amino gets called for a really touchy foul on Paul George, which sends him to the free throw line. PG actually chokes on both of these free throws, missing both, and these are 2 big ones. This would have brought the game back up to 8 points with about 2 minutes left. Instead, he misses both, which opens the door for Portland. The cold play continues as McCollum misses a hesitation pull-up jump shot by a mile, and OKC comes up with a big rebound, and now they have a chance to just let the clock run and hopefully come up with a great shot toward the end of the clock. But for OKC, this becomes a missed opportunity. I think Russ leaves probably a little bit too early, but second and more importantly, he misses Damian Lillard's big mistake. Lillard comes off of the corner shooter, which in the NBA is a big no-no, and that corner shooter is actually one of OKC's best 3-point shooters, Terrence Ferguson, who shoots it at 36-37%. So not only does he go early, but he misses the wide open corner shooter. Lillard ends up taking a charge on this play, and this is one of the big defensive plays that ends up turning this game. Back on the Trailblazers end, it's that guy, CJ McCollum, coming up with another monstrous play. As Dame gets trapped in the air and gets the pass off to him, McCollum rips it and shoots a beautiful teardrop floater over the top of Paul George. And what makes this play special by McCollum is his recognition of the defense. Notice how he recognizes that Westbrook's top foot on the closeout is too high. So what does he do? He plays the angle. He doesn't need a fake or a move. He just rips and goes opposite of where the defense made their mistake. And then the second piece that he does is he sees the defense is stepping up, and he stops his momentum with 2 feet, before he gets to the shot blocker Paul George, and just he has that shot in his package, that little teardrop floater game from the mid-range. So now things tense up. Portland's only down 4, and OKC needs a basket in the worst way. They run a little high ball screen action and they create a switch, and Portland actually gets mixed up on it, and Russ makes a great read here. Sees the shot blocker come over and he dumps it off, but unfortunately Grant takes a highly contested layup that's just not going to go in. And to make matters worse, Russ fouls Mo Harkless on the rebound, which is going to send him to the free throw line where he knocks down 2 free throws, and we got a 2-point game now. Turnovers and bad shot selection really plagued OKC down the stretch. Paul George tries to split the ball screen here, but it's just a horrible read. There's no room there to split, and Portland comes up with the basketball, and now they have a chance to go tie it. Nothing fancy for the Trailblazers right here. They just put the ball in the hand of the hot guy, and even though he has one of the best defensive players in the league on him, his crossover creates too much separation, and he rises and fires, and it's 1-13 all. But OKC and Paul George have the answer. They put PG and Russ in ball screen action together, and the Blazers really fight the switch. They go under twice, and then finally on the handoff, they're forced to switch, and PG hits that little free throw line jumper over the much shorter CJ McCollum. Special players make special plays in big moments, and Dame has been quiet for a while. He's been stuck on 45 points through most of this stretch, but he goes to the basket, and even though he's created openings in both corners, he just makes a really special athletic play, adjusting his body and the ball in the air to finish on the other side of the rim. And as fans, we love this. You got PG and Dame Lillard, 2 of the game's best, trading haymakers late in the game, and we got a tie ball game. You figure, OKC, you got to go back to PG. He's 14 of 20 on the night. He's got 36 points. He's been unstoppable. But what happens? Russ does what Russ has always done, which is try and take the game upon himself late. I feel like this is what hurt him massively when he played with KD, and it kind of comes up again right here. A lot of people saw this layup as a near miss, but really, if we look deeper, it's actually a different story. It's not about whether or not the shot goes in, it's about should he have taken the shot. So great defenders, their goal is to stay between their man and the basket all the way through and contest the shot heavily, which as you can see, Aminu does unbelievably well. So what could Russ have done? Well, it's easy. As soon as he notices that his layup is off balance and over hands, he could have stopped himself, potentially made fakes like a Kobe Bryant late drive move, or if the shot's not there, pivot out, find a teammate, maybe the ball gets back to him or gets back to PG, and they can create a higher percentage look. Listen, there's no question, Russ competes like no other. He has an unbelievable drive, desire, and he just does a lot to impact the game. But down the stretch here, he made a lot of questionable decisions, and in big-time games, that's becoming a habit for him. And right here, there's not much to say. I mean, this is a big-time player making a big-time shot. You can't coach this, you can't guard it. It's one of the most iconic shots in NBA playoff history, a sidestepping 37-footer over maybe the defensive player of the year. Let's take a look at this from all angles.
A chance to send the Thunder home. Lillard, long-range 3, and it's good! At the buzzer! Damian Lillard! Are you kidding me? A 37-foot dagger. Oh my goodness. Look at that shot. Damian Lillard for 50 points. Good night.
This series is a great reminder of why we love the NBA playoffs. The best players in the world competing at the highest level possible. This series might live on as the greatest 5-game first-round series of all time. It felt like a 7-gamer. That was how competitive these guys played. If you want to take your ability to think the game and compete in this game, especially in high-stakes in-game situations, to a whole other level, then click on the link below in the notes. It's pgcbasketball.com. Check out all of our sessions this summer across America. It will absolutely take your game to another level. And if you like this video, hit like below, be sure and leave us a comment, and definitely hit the subscribe button right here and click on that little bell so you can get notifications on all of our great content and videos that we are putting out. And if you like this breakdown, click on the video on the screen right now. That is our full breakdown of the 31-point NBA record comeback the Clippers had in Game 2 over the Warriors.